Whoa, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh, whoa. Sorry about that. Whoa. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live, number 183 for this Monday, October 13th. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm here in cloudy Philadelphia today. I hope you guys are having better weather wherever you are today. I'm here with some of my good friends in the chat. I appreciate you guys for being here. Shout out to the chat crew who's always here early. I appreciate you guys. This is the show where we talk about today's tech news. We talk about today's eInk news, and we also talk about some random stuff too. So we'll probably get into all kind of conversations today. But I do want to mention we're going to talk about the Palma 3, some writing stuff. We also got a conversation to talk about that eInk brought up line quality in the Discord. Concerned about line quality. We're going to talk about it. So good morning, you guys. Thanks for being here. We got The Rock here. We got BM here. We got Lucky Lady here. I appreciate you. That's a new name. I appreciate you for being here. Let's get the air horns going for the chat crew that's here early. Appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and get to the holidays like we always do about this time. What do we got here? Holidays. We got Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples Day today here in the U.S. We got Thanksgiving Day going on in Canada. Listen, we got to celebrate any day that's showing Thanksgiving. You got a Thanksgiving going on, we're going to talk about it. So Thanksgiving Day in Canada, National M&M Day. I'm not an M&M person, I got to be honest with you. Amy buys M&Ms. She keeps it stocked. I'll eat them because they're there. I'm trying to cut back though. I'm trying not to do the M&Ms because I enjoy M&M though. So National M&M Day, I might go in there and snatch some of her M&Ms today. So we'll see what happens. Thanks you guys for being here. We're going to get on to the next thing here as far as randos go. Some random information we got to pass on. So before we get to the tech news, did you guys know what can of corn meant? Lucky Lady says, I claim all the holidays. There we go. That's why we talk about the holidays here. People are celebrating. I want to know what they're celebrating. We want to celebrate too. Can of corn. Who knows where that came from? Don't do your Googles. Don't do a Google search. If you know where can of corn comes from and what it means, you throw it down there in the chat. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. E-Team live stream. So there was an E-Team live stream that was going on. Whoa, chat. Whoa, chat. We got to fix the camera right now. Live. We got to chat up. We fixed it. We got it. Now I'm centered. I was a little off kilter for a second. I didn't like it. So anyway, E-Team live stream. There was supposed to be an E-Team live stream over the weekend. I wasn't feeling the best, unfortunately. And also, Ed was having some internet outage problems. Or maybe not have been Ed. Somebody was having internet outage problems. So it got rescheduled. So we're going to reschedule that to a time to be determined later on. It's a TBA. TBD. I don't even know what TBA is, but TBD. To be determined. We're going to talk about what's going on later on. The Rock says, yeah, can of corn, baseball term for easy pop fly catch. It is a baseball term for easy pop fly catch, but do not do your Googles. Does anyone know where that term came from before it was referred to? Why they refer to the easy pop fly as a can of corn? I had to do my Googles this weekend. We'll talk about it if you guys know. The only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace. Christopher Wallace. Basketball? No doubt. Yeah, so if you guys know, let me know, can of corn, where it came from, why is it a baseball term? Let's move on. So yeah, we're going to get the E-Team thing going here and just let you guys know we're going to get that back up and going. So, all right, let's get on to the tech news, shall we? All right, so getting on to the tech news. We have, what do we have here? Getting on to the tech news, we got Meta AI workforce. So there was a story that came out about Meta AI or not Meta AI specifically, but Meta using AI in their workforce, with their employees using the tool. So this is what they had to say in a memo to employees. So Meta AI executives in charge of building the company's metaverse products told employees that they should be using AI as a go 5 times faster, or they should be using AI to go 5 times faster, according to internal messaging obtained by 404 Media. The idea is that programmers should be using AI to work 5 times more efficiently than they are currently working, not just to increase their productivity by 5%. So they're looking for a 5x jump in productivity, not just a 5% jump in productivity. That's a lot. That's a lot. They must have some metrics that say that that's possible, or that people are capable, or that's what's been happening somewhere. I don't see that now. That doesn't bear out in what's the reports that are coming out about AI and people using it to code and in other aspects of work. I mean, we had a story last week talking about AI slop in the workplace and how people are using AI tools and not fact checking like they should. And maybe they don't know the facts, right? They're just being encouraged to use AI at work. That information is getting passed on to the chain of productivity in their workday. Like you might hand off a document to another department that has to do some work on that particular document or do some fact checking, or they may be taking that information from the document and extrapolating on that information, and then they be extrapolating on false information, right? And then that just goes up the chain, right? And then it just becomes workplace slop, because when it reaches its final destination, it's filled with holes and inaccurate information. So this is very interesting to me, because I'm just wondering how they're going to use this and what like stats they have to show that this 5x in productivity is possible. So, but that's what's going on. But they aren't the only one. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy told employees in July that he expects AI to completely transform how the company works, and it may also lead to job loss. Actually, he didn't say it may lead to job loss. He said it's definitely going to lead to job loss. So, yeah, they must have some internal metrics that say this is going better than what I've been reading from other companies. But kudos to them. Are you talking about RFK? No. Using AI to do a half but job. Well, see, the thing is, if used properly, I think if you're fact checking it like you should, used by knowledgeable people, AI can be good, because knowledgeable people can spot the problems, right? They're just not using it for information. They're using it to make their workflow a little smoother. But I can see people in workplaces using education or using AI as an educator, right? So that's where it becomes a problem. And when you don't know enough about the topic to see inaccurate information, or you just don't know how to fact check. I don't know, but there's a lot of problems that this could lead to. Moving on to the next story we got here. We have Xboxes being pulled off the store. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh, whoa, is Microsoft getting out of the Xbox hardware business? That's not the case. So some people were writing a lot of false headlines that I saw this morning, and I'm like, I saw them everywhere. And then I saw this story, and I'm like, oh, is everyone wrong? Apparently they are. So no, Target and Walmart are not removing Xbox products from their stores as Xbox information reaches new levels. So what do we have here? So basically we have a story. A new Xbox rumor started this weekend that that's now blown out of proportion. As usual, late in the evening on Saturday, Redditors flocked to the Xbox subreddit as someone claimed their local Target had begun removing the Xbox section from their store. Yet leave it to someone to go on Reddit and read one story about somebody removing, or one store not having Xbox stuff, and now it's the thing. And then what happens? AI gets a hold of this, and then it makes its own story, propagating it. I'm just joking, but you see what I'm saying. But anyway, that's not the case. So if you're an Xbox user or someone who's a prospective Xbox buyer, and you're like, oh, I can't buy me an Xbox, they're going out. No, they're not. You're okay. You can go get your Xbox, maybe not at the store that this guy went to buy his Xbox, but most Xbox locations you can get an Xbox deal. Walmart, Best Buy, so you're good to go. Next thing we got up on the tech news sector is going to be another bit of, this is like a rumor. This is another bit of speculating, but it comes from someone who is like batting 100. I said 100, batting 1,000 in the speculation department, Mark Gurman. When he says it, it's the gospel. So let's see what he says here. Mark Gurman's latest blog, his Power On newsletter, has some tidbits about a new Apple headset. So normally we would think about the Apple Vision Pro, but this isn't that. This is going to be a pair of AI glasses like what your guy has on right now, like the Meta AI glasses. So not as ambitious as the Vision Pros, but this is what he had to say. Mark Gurman's Power On newsletter further explores the rumor he's reported about Apple shifting resources from a Vision Pro follow-up to something more like Meta's Ray-Ban displays. The smart glasses are also likely to run the Vision OS's operating system, Vision OS, A future device could operate the full version of the operating system when it's paired with a Mac and then switches to a lighter, more mobile-friendly interface when it's linked with an iPhone. Very good. I can see Apple doing it. They have the software and the hardware chops to make all of this possible. So, and it's coming from Mark Gurman. Calm down. Listen, we can all but guarantee this is happening. What do we got in the chat here? The Rock says, AI slop at work and one step worse than unverified internet search. Example, there's a book that used Octorock, I, and Lazarolophilos. Whoa. Lazal? We're going to get this right. Lizzle. Did I get that right? Lizzle Foss. I don't even know what that is. Tail for a die recipe. It turns out the author searched and got a BOTW recipe. AI will work like AI at work will be like that, just a bit worse. Well, I'm not sure what those tools you were talking about here are, Rock. You're working with a layman here. You're working with a layman. But if you're saying using complicated tools could make things more complicated because people don't understand, I get that, especially when they're like relying on AI for that understanding. It may not be correct all the time. So you would have to fact check it. And if you just don't know, it's going to be crazy. BM, good morning. Thanks for joining. BM's been here all the time. BM says, to all, it's Thanksgiving. Don't eat anything with two eyes and legs. Quote, Prince and whoa. I'm a vegetarian, BM. Are you a vegetarian? I get vegetarian vibes from you, BM. Let me know. BOTW, Breath of the Wild, the Zelda. Oh, Breath of the Wild. Okay, my bad. As a gamer, I feel disgusted not knowing that. The Rock, appreciate you, as always. What else we got here? Let's go on to the next story we got. The next story we got is going to be about, listen, you guys know all right, this is weird, okay? I don't even like Crocs, but I think they're the cutest thing. I don't know why they're cute to me. I don't know why they feel like I should talk about them. I want to touch a pair. I don't even own a pair of Crocs. But I'm fascinated with the thing, the Croc, and people putting the little jewels, the giblets on them. Is that what they're called? I don't even know. What do we call those things? Are they giblets? Giblets? I feel like gizzards should come out, but that's the whole different topic. That's a whole different thing. They're small though. They're small though like that, but you know what? I don't even know if they're small. I've only seen them. Never mind. I don't know why I like these, but I do. So Microsoft has its own XP Crocs. Let's talk about them. Microsoft is now selling its XP-themed Crocs after initially revealing them as a sweepstakes item on Instagram earlier this month. Or not this month, it was last month. Anyone can now purchase the limited edition Crocs for $79.95 at Microsoft's online company store. The Crocs features an iconic blue sky and clouds from the XP wallpaper with a green sole to mimic the grass. They also include a six-pack of Microsoft giblets. Is that giblets or giblets? I'm going to say giblets. With nostalgic options like the original MSN logo, the Internet Explorer icon. The old Internet Explorer icon. Yeah, I know you guys remember that. And Clippy with a mouse pointer. Microsoft also bundles a Microsoft-themed drawstick backpack or drawstring backpack in with the bundle for $79.95. So that's cool. I think that's... I don't know. These are like collector things for me. I would never wear them. I would just have them just to know that a company made some shoes that I could put on, but I never will. They're just there to look cool. A lot of people buy Jordans to collect and put in their closet. I would buy Crocs. That's just me, though. Lucky Lady says, I can't take anyone who wears Crocs seriously. Like I said, I would never wear them. I'm not a Croc person, but I just think they're cute. This is not a knock to anyone who wears Crocs. There's a lot of good people who wear Crocs. That's just not for me. That's just not my thing. Is it pronounced GIF or GIF? Yeah, see? That's the problem. See, Lucky Lady, you like that? You like that Clippy charm, though. See? You ain't a Crocs person, but you like that. I mean, that's the thing. I think it's the charms that I like. If I saw just a regular pair of Crocs without the charms, disgusting. Get away from me. What are we doing? But when you throw charms on them, now there's something I want. I don't know why. But we'll move on. Oh, another company, Nintendo. I don't know why I want Nintendo's Crocs. Have you got? I mean, we've seen these because I've talked about these on the live stream before too. But if you guys haven't seen these are incredible too. They're great. I love them. Anyway, cute Crocs I like. I would never wear them. I just keep them in the corner in a shoebox and just look at them when I wanted to. So that would be that. I think this is the last thing we got here on the tech front. AI friend. I don't know why all the hate for the AI the necklace friend. Like, you got New York City subways being like vandalized because of this AI charm. I think people who are looking at the subway advertisements being vandalized are being so like narrow-minded. All the advertising in New York City subways are vandalized. What are we talking about? They didn't just decide to, the people with spray paint and markers in their pocket didn't walk upon the friend marketing here and was like, oh, I love that Adidas marketing, and I would never mark a marker on that and spray that with spray paint. But this friend thing, I hate it. I have to mark it up. You're letting New York City subway art tell you what people like and don't like? If you did that, you would come to the conclusion that no one likes anything. So I don't get it. This is just an AI necklace like Plaud. You didn't see Plaud getting this kind of hate because Plaud didn't have subway advertising. This isn't the AI tool's fault. This is the marketing company. It was like, oh, we want to put our marketing in the New York City subway. No one's ever going to touch it. And if they do, we'll take that as a sign that they don't like our product. What? Stop it. Okay, I'm done, you guys. My bad. I just thought that was the silliest thing I'd ever seen, but we'll move on. We'll move on. Exactly. Graffiti is a part of the culture in New York. I am from Brooklyn. You see what I'm saying? Lucky lady. Why are people taking this as a sign that people don't... People are all up in arms against the friend necklace. No, they just happen to be the AI necklace that's in the New York City subways. So that's what's going to happen to it. Period. I eat anything from NAMA, C2 juicer, and M1 milk maker. Be innovative with fiber. Living longer than expected. A guy thought he would live longer than expected by eating yogurt too. The guy who popularized. I don't know what his name was. You know what? Let's find out since we're doing this live and we got the internet here. Let's find out who he was. The guy who popularized yogurt. This guy thought he would live longer by eating yogurt. The person credited with popularizing yogurt in the, let me see here. In the West is Russian-born biologist Eli Mechnikov. Oh, there we go, Mechnikov, who promoted it as a health food in 1904 after linking its consumption to longevity. So what he did was he linked yogurt's longevity to a culture that was living longer than surrounding cultures. I forgot where this culture was at. It was like in the mountains. Yeah, it doesn't mention here. But during the event, he was in like the Appalachian Mountains or something. And he came upon this village of people who were living longer than the surrounding people, and they attributed that to their daily intake of yogurt, right? So this guy thought yogurt was like the health food that was going to make people live longer. I mean, I think he died at 71 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Let's see here. It doesn't mention how old he was. I think he only lived like 70 something years. So it definitely didn't do him any good. Maybe he started eating it late in life. I don't know. I happen to love yogurt. I like yogurt, so this is not a knock on yogurt, but it made me think about it when BM brought up the living longer thing there. Dr. Ling says, my current stance is AI is with those stance on AI is with those New Yorkers. Oh, okay, no doubt. All right, so let's go on to the second part of the show we got here, which is going to be the eInk topics we got on tap. So I want to talk about a few things on eInk that were brought up over the last week in the Discord, which is the TabUltraCPro with EMR. Let's see if we can bring that up here. Actually, I'm not sure where that link is at, but there is a device. Let me see if I can bring the picture up though. I may be able to get that. There is a device that looks like the successor to the TabUltraCPro, and I thought it was interesting. But I mean, we're never sure whether something like this is going to come over here in its current form or not. So this is a picture of that device here. Like I said, we're never really sure whether something like this is going to come over to the States in its current form. But this is a picture of what looks like to be a new TabUltraCPro, like in addition to that, or maybe a spec'd up. Maybe they'll add an UltraCPro Plus on the end of it. So a spec'd up UltraCPro. Regardless, I think this is going to be the highest spec device they make. You know what I mean? So I expect it to be super powerful. I mean, it's going to be something people want because it's probably going to be the most powerful eInk device on the planet. So it's going to be interesting for that reason alone. I'm never really interested in the TabUltraC devices because they're not really note takers. They're like PC replacements. You can take notes of them, but they don't have the screen for it. I doubt that this is going to have EMR either. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case with this device. But let's see here. Oops. Oh, that was. I doubt that that's going to be the case that it has EMR. But because it's not a note taker. But if it does. So so it is supposed to ship with the EMR pin. So it's supposed to ship with the EMR pin as well. So that's going to be interesting. If this is EMR, and I can just throw me a film over it and get the most powerful eInk device on the planet, that might be interesting. That could be cool. What do we think? Is a more spec'd out TabUltraCPro interesting to anyone out there who hasn't bought the ones before it? Like, what are we thinking? I think, like I said, if it's got EMR, I think it would be very interesting. If and only if it has EMR. If it's active, that I really don't have an interest in it because it wouldn't be for me. It wouldn't be for me until someone other than Remarkable proves that they can do EMR the correct way. So that's my stance on that. But we also have the conversation about line quality as well. So that's something I want to bring up here. Let me see if I can bring that up as well. Oh, do I have it here? I don't. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about this one. This would be a good one. So this is the next topic here, and you guys can just bring up your opinions on this however you bring them up. So another thing to talk about here is the smaller Palma 3 here for writing. Now, these are all images from the Discord. So if you're interested in the Discord, link is in the description below here. You can continue these conversations right after the live if you like, or if you have a topic to add or some information to add, you can always throw that in the Discord. And if you have a link to share, that's a good way to share it as well, going to the live stream tab in the Discord. But this is one of the pictures that was shown in the Discord by Jay. And this shows a pen being used on the new Palma. Now, I'm not sure whether I would like to write on a screen this small. Now, I used to think before the remove that this would be the ideal device, a device with this size screen that you can write on, throw in your pocket, treat it as a phone, which I think you can treat this as a phone with the cellular radio that it's going to have in it. It won't have a actual cell phone like app, but there's many cell phone apps in the Google Play Store that you can download and use this device as a phone. So that's not really a hindering factor from you using it in that way. So, but the point here more is the writing. Now, I am almost certain that this device here is not going to be EMR, meaning it's going to be active stylus. And with it having the inaccuracies that active styli have, I'm not sure that this would be any better than what Onyx has made before. Now, again, I hear that the Tab XC is pretty good with its active stylus. I don't hear that it's beating out what Remarkable's doing with its active stylus, although it's good. I do want to try what they make to see if I can compare it to Remarkable, and that may be a reason for me to get one of these devices, one of the active devices from Onyx above the Go 7. I did not like that device at all. So a device that they've made after the Go 7, maybe they've made some improvements to their active stylus technology. Maybe the Go 7 was a bad example, or maybe the Go 7 just wasn't a big enough launch of a device to warrant them putting more money into a better active display or a better active stylus support. So that's one of the things for me. And that's what I'm concerned about here. If this is on that level, obviously it's not going to be good enough, right? If it's better than the Go 7, it could be good enough. But even if it's better than the Go 7, even if the active technology on this device is better than the Go 7, would anyone want to write on the screen this small? Is that something anyone's interested in? Now, I know we have examples of this in the LCD space, right? We have examples of the Samsung. We have examples of the Samsung Note devices. And I was really interested in doing. Let's see here. I was really interested in doing a search on what was the percentage of people who actually use the writing on the Samsung Note devices. But I wasn't sure how to word that. So I'm going to just do a quick search here. Used for note taking. We'll just say used for note taking. But I thought it would be interesting to find out what some numbers were on the number of people who use their Note devices for note taking, because that would tell you a lot about how people may use the smaller devices. Let me see here. Let me get over how people use the smaller devices, like this device here, the new Palma 3. Because if people were using the Samsung Notes as actual note takers rather than just because a lot of the times what I saw with people who were using the pen on their Samsung Notes, which was the biggest device they had with a pen at the time, people were just using that as a way to pick their icons, right? They weren't using it to really write notes. It wasn't like, okay, this is a good way for me to input information into my phone. It was more like, this is a way for me to pick things on the phone without having to touch the actual phone. I didn't see people really using it as a productivity tool. I could be wrong about that. Which is what I wanted to figure out here. So it looks like Samsung series phones like the S4 and the Galaxy Z Fold series are used for note taking, especially for those with it embedded. I wanted to see some numbers on that. You know what? This would be a good test to do the deeper dive on with the AI and see what happens here. So I want to see if there's information about how people use their Samsung Notes. Whoa. Data. Samsung Notes. Is there data on the amount of people who use their Samsung Note devices as note take? As a handwriting device, maybe? All right, let's try this again. As a handwriting device. So they don't release specific data on that. And I thought there may be some data on how they use them. And I may be able to find some note-taking app market. Nope, Samsung Notes app analytics for Note. So I'll have to probably do some independent searching on that. But I did want to do some searching on what that would look like if there were stats on people using their Samsung Notes as note takers. Do you guys have any insight on that? Have you guys or known people with those Note devices or the bigger Samsung devices that come with the S Pen? Do people use those as note-taking devices? Do you see that being one of the big draws of that device? I've never saw that. Like I said, most times when I see that, people are just picking icons. They're picking things on the device. They're really not trying to write on them. Even for short notes, I didn't see that. And that's the reason why I wouldn't see this being a thing here. That's why I wouldn't see this being a thing necessarily. What could you write on there? How would you feel about writing on there? Is that something that people would do? Would you carry this device to do that kind of writing? I guess. I don't know. It would have to be terribly precise for me. It would have to be terribly precise. The Z Fold is big enough to take notes, but I hate the slick screen. As long as I have 7 to 8 inch e-ink tablet, I would never use anything smaller than that. And that's funny because that next paper that people were talking about and raving about that I did not like at all. That next paper was a 7.3 inch screen. So I'm just thinking to myself, and if you look at what is the exact dimensions on the remove? So I'm gonna look at the dimensions for the remove here. The exact dimensions. All right, so we got it says 7.7, but that's not the size screen it is, right? 7.3. So there we go. So it has the same size screen as that. Let's see. Is it 60 Ultra 60? There we go. I think this has a 7.2 inch screen. So you see what I'm saying? Like, what size is what? All right. So what size screen is the Palma 2? So the screen, well, let's just go to the site. We'll go to the site and see. So we don't have to worry about if AI is hallucinating or not. We'll go to the site. So the screen is 6.3 inches. So you see what I'm saying? Like, that screen looks to me, if we're judging the next paper that everyone's raving about is 7.2. The remove is 7.3. I honestly think Remarkable did research and was trying different form factors and was like, okay, this screen that we're using is the smaller screen that we can use and people still feel like they want to write on it. I really do think they did that kind of research because it's such an odd size till it's like, why go with that size? And I think they went with that size because it's the small size you can do and still feel like you can get something done. I think when you drop below that, it starts to get too confining. Now, I had no way of knowing that. And that's why I said before the remove, this device right here would have been my perfect portable e-ink device. I mean, it could still be, but at 6 inches, I think that's a little bit too small for writing. And at 7.2 inches, the next paper, the TCL next paper here, may have been good for writing. It comes with a pen. You get over an inch more real estate in a diagonal. I think that's a smaller. I think they know that too. I think TCL realized that too. We can't make the screen too small. Now, the thing about this TCL next paper and the remove is that the TCL doesn't have any bezels, right? Not like the remove does. The remove has bezels and a chin. So it's a little bit more bulky than this. But I think as far as the screen size goes for writing, I think that may be it. What if... Oh, my bad. I always liked it. If I can get a phone, that allows me to write on it and do, I would totally buy a Palma 3 with cellular data and a phone service and be happy with it. I would totally do that. I mean, EMR though, you know what I'm saying? I don't want this active crap. Oh yeah, I have a buddy that does a lot of spoken dictation too on his phone. Definitely agree. Absolutely. Anecdotal. Oh, I gotta go back up. I missed a little bit of chat here. The move is almost too small. Landscape mode saves it to me, and that's why I say I wouldn't go smaller than the remove, Aaron, because like I said, I think that's as small as you can get without feeling cramped. I think they did some studies that showed that was the case. I don't know that to be true. I feel like that way because it's such an odd size, and to go with that odd size, they must have had some information, some kind of study that showed that would work. My current stance. Okay, we got that. Everyone loses the Samsung S Pen, so Nomad is better, larger. Yeah. Make it magnetic. Super nice for viewing and editing notes made on your larger device, says Palm. Yeah, the Remove is a great device. My Remove review is almost done. I've been writing on it the last couple of days. It's almost done. I just got to get B-roll. I got to get remove B-roll on the train. I got to make that happen for this video. I've seen that done before in class. As long as I've blah, 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 although it wasn't a bigger fold phone. Anecdotal, I have a Tab S9 Plus and friends with Sammy phones with S Pens. We almost never use the pen for notes. It's usually much faster, easier, and more searchable to just type, especially if you're on a device that you can do that. I totally agree with The Rock. Pen use seems to be currently for a very niche audience that likes handwriting. Yeah, and it's just I don't know if writing on a device that size feels good because I've never done it. I definitely would not write on my Pixel. That's for sure. And this is a 6.3 inch screen right here. Yeah, and the Palm was a 6.1 inch screen. Yeah, stop it. I mean, I never thought about it that way, to be honest with you, until the Remove. The Remove made me rethink. The Remove rate made me rethink the small device debate. Guys, I write on sticky notes all day long. A tiny screen is not gonna phase me at all. No doubt. No doubt, she ain't. Was writing a book and did 3,000 words an hour. On what? I've used the Move as my note taker while my Pro exchange is happening, and it definitely works, especially in landscape. Yeah, landscape definitely helps. I wouldn't use that on the Move in landscape, but definitely when I'm using it on the desk and I'm trying to expand on something that I wrote before moving it to another device or moving it to another form or medium, yeah, I would do that. The Rock says, "Oh, for sure, eInk. Always be folks that like writing stuff down. That's just for Sammy's market. The Venn diagram of people with a powerful phone and those that want to write approaches a point. Yeah, it's just nice for the people that are already in that ecosystem to bring up their notes from their larger devices. Yeah, it's really good. I mean, as a device, as a notes viewer from your larger device, perfect for that. I never thought about it using it backwards that way. I'm thinking start it on the smaller device, expand on it on the bigger device, but having a note just viewable, you're not doing anything, you're just viewing it on that. Yeah, I like that. And the scaling is superb, so it works really good for that farm. All right, what else we got here? Line quality. So let's get to the line quality debate. Now, she brought up the line quality debate in the Discord as well. And quick question about line quality. What device has the best line quality? She brought up a question about line quality on her Remove device and the Viwoods Mini. Now I can't decide what's better because I haven't used the AI or the Viwoods AI Paper Mini, but I have used the Remove, and I can say the Remove it looks so good. The line quality on the Remove is probably the best line quality on any eInk device as well. Like, I would say that. Like, it's the best screen, has the best line quality. I mean, it ain't perfect, but how do you guys feel? Which device has the best line quality? Is it the Remove? And I mean, I can show some examples of why I feel that way. But how do you guys feel about that? While I get this out and grab me some pens. Now, I say the Remarkable Paper Pro or just the Remarkable platform as a whole has the best line quality. And I've thought this back since the days of the Remarkable 2. I thought it just looked good, and it may not be as true to life as some platforms, and we'll talk about that too. But as far as how it looks, they make eInk look the best. Aaron says the AI Paper Mini line quality is better than the Move. Whoa. Line quality is a combo of handwriting and software. As I've seen it, Boox EMR is the best, other EMR, and then active. That's interesting. I would not call Boox EMR the best. I would rate it right now, Remarkable, Supernote, then Onyx with the Boox platform. It's so weird that I would say line quality is better on an active device, but it is, in my opinion. Draw a diagonal line on the remove to demo line quality. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So what I'll do the AI paper. I don't have the AI paper mini, but let's assume that the AI paper line quality is going to be as good as the mini, if not better. Okay, that's an assumption we're making with this. We'll do that against the you know what? We'll do the Note Air 4C since we don't have. We'll do the Note Air 4C. The AI paper. Sony, whoa, Sony, what's going on? Okay, we'll do the AI paper. Oh, I gotta go grab that. One momento. We'll also do, like I said, this Remarkable lives on my editing desk over there because I use it daily for editing. And just simple note taking. But yeah, this thing is, it's probably the device I use the most right now. No cap. Probably the device I use the most. All right, let's get some blank pages on here so we can get this comparison going on now. And you guys can let me know what you're feeling. Then we'll zoom the camera down here to get a really good look at what's going on here. All right, let's turn all these devices on. All right, so undoubtedly, well, these are two color devices right here. Can we move this? All right, so it's going to be two color devices right here. And then we got the black and white right here. All right, let's get a new page, shall we? All right. All right, can we get a template up here? Aligned template. There we go. No, we'll do this one. Okay, so we got line templates on here, and we'll start drawing or writing on them just to give a idea for the writing. Can we get down here? Okay, so this is gonna be the pen for the Remarkable. I'm just gonna write the same thing. We're gonna hello world it out because that's what I like writing. And then we'll do a diagonal line test. Actually, we'll put all of them on fountain pens as well. We'll do. Actually, you know what? We'll do ballpoint pen for all of them. We'll do ballpoint pen for all. So there's ballpoint and, oh, yep, ballpoint pen is already on them. So we got ballpoint pens going on for every device. So let's just see what we have. I can do that better than that. All right, there we go. Let's just go ahead and erase that so we don't have to look at it. All right, bam. All right, so, and we'll use the Kaweco for these other two devices just because they're EMR and I love it. All right, so we got, oh, I was supposed to write a diagonal line too. Let's get the diagonal line going on in the Remarkable here. And we'll do the same thing on here. Man. I almost feel like I should use the Supernote on this. Wow, the Supernote pen feels like, looks like trash on the AI paper. And the Supernote pen usually makes ink look really good because they program these pens to be really dark. But regardless of that, whatever's happening here ain't pretty. I'll show you guys. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Let me try the Manta here and see if I'm having the same kind of issue. Nope. It's just on the Viwoods that this looks like crap. I'll label that as Supernote. We'll leave that there. And this is Kaweco. All right, so let's do the diagonal line here. Okay, so let's look at them all a little bit more here. What do we got in the chat? Let's go to the chat real quick before I do that. Draw like diagonal line, remove on the demo line quality. Just posted a screen grab of the Voya did a while back to compare against what you demo on remove. Boox is just has better handwriting resolution than Active can currently do, and then has the smoothest anti-aliasing. That could be true too. Let's just check it out real quick. Let's get down here. All right, so this is just how I write here. They're all looking pretty similar for what I wrote. This is the remove, and we'll just compare the two here. So this is the remove against. Whoops. There we go. This is the remove against the Note Air 4C. Now, this is why I say the line quality is so much better. I don't know why it just looks cleaner here. I don't know what they do to it, but it definitely looks better. Here you have the you see the endpoints on the W here, and there are no discernible endpoints on this W here. The starting and finish spot looks a little discernible than I would like. Can we get down more? Oops. Okay, there we go. Move that. All right, there we go. All right, what do you guys think? I mean, I think the line thickness is darker over here, right? They're not one-to-one how they do line thickness, but just how it looks, I think I like it better on the remove than I do on the Note Air 4C right here. Pinch zoom. You can zoom each device in. Yeah, I could zoom each device in. Yeah. Like make it bigger. I mean, if I make it too much bigger now, it won't be in the frame. But that's how they look individually. I think the remove just looks cleaner. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I mean, my writing style looks to be the same on both. The remove just looks cleaner. How about that black, though? You know what I'm saying? How about that black? That black looks really good. And I think not only does the black look really good on here, I don't know. It's just darker. It's just darker. I prefer the remove. If we compare that to the now let's look at the remove compared to the AI paper. Now we can't totally compare. Matter of fact, how about we use the AI paper pen, the new one to write. I'm gonna use the new AI paper pen here with the regular tip, and we'll do Hello World there. Yeah, it's not any better. It's not any better. Yeah, no. Uh-uh. Yeah, no. I don't. I like. I'm not man. I'm gonna go ahead and say I do not like the line quality on the Viwoods AI paper. I do not. I like the line quality on the Manta. I'll take the line quality here before I take this line quality. Like we can even reduce the line thickness. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I prefer the AI paper the least in my opinion. Yeah, for me it goes remarkable, super note, then Onyx. It might be remarkable, Onyx, then Supernote. Nah, the Supernote pens though make it look really good. Yeah, and I honestly think that the it looks good on the on Onyx devices because the ceramic tip on like Supernote devices or maybe the Scavaco right here. If I was using the regular for like felt on the Go or the Note Air 4C, I don't think it would look as good. But it does look good. The anti-aliasing they do is really good on here. I still prefer Remarkables, the way their line quality looks over Onyx's. I definitely think I prefer that. We need Khaled handwriting machine. Yeah, if you pinch and zoom, you can see the curve go all wavy. Oh, let's check it out. All right, let's pinch and zoom. Well, we can keep that right there. We'll see what happens. Nah, this is the Note Air 4C here, and when you pinch and zoom, it looks really good still. Yeah, it looks really good still. The diagonal line looks good too. They do a really good job of the anti-aliasing after the fact. They do a good job with that. This is we'll do the remove. Let's pinch and zoom on the remove. Wow, you know what? I'm not gonna hold you. I like this. This is probably one of the reasons I like all right, so this is one of the reasons I like the Removes pens more than I like anybody, or the Remarkables pens more than I like anybody else's. You see that little bit of that little bit of I don't know what to call that. I don't know what word to use, chat. That little bit of inconsistency with the line right there. There we go. The little bit of inconsistency with the line right there. That's something that happens, and that's right here at the beginning of the D here too. I like that. It adds a little bit of character to your writing. That's like you were writing really low, really light when you ended that stroke, and we're indicating that by that little bit of inconsistency there. Instead of filling that in, instead of filling that in, making it something that wasn't there, they just leave it really light where you left a light touch at. I like that. I really do like that, and it's consistent, right? I mean, this isn't inconsistent writing right here. I like the line quality even when you zoom in on it. It looks really good. And like I said, you can see those subtleties there in the writing when I was writing really lightly when I started that O. You won't see that. Like you won't see that little bit of inconsistency with Onyx. Even though we're using ballpoint pens for both, you don't see that. They just fill that in. Now, I'm pretty sure that I write light at the beginning and at the end of certain things. Like it's just filled in with the anti-aliasing on the Boox platform here. It looks good, right? But I think I prefer this a lot more. I definitely think I prefer that a lot more. And I definitely prefer it over this, which is you can't even. There's no zooming on here. I definitely like it more than the AI paper here. This is the least attractive line quality of any device that I have, I think. The only one that could come close to this would be I think the first eNote, maybe the second eNote cleaned all of that up. What do we think, chat? A bunch of diagonal segments versus a smooth curve. It's a nice realistic touch to the pen. There you go, Dr. Ling. It's a very nice realistic touch and like Remarkable has worked on their handwriting algorithm. Like whatever they're doing with that is top notch, and you can tell that they care a lot about it. Remarkable simply has the best writing tools in any note taking device. The best writing tool meaning the pens, the ballpoint, the calligraphy. They're the most true to life of any device that I've used, in my opinion. Like I haven't seen anyone that does a better job with how the strokes happen. Their calligraphy, oh my God, it might be debatable. Actually, it's not even debatable anymore. Ever since that Zoom thing we just did, it's not even debatable to me who has the best ballpoint pen anymore. Remarkable does. They've always, to me, had the best calligraphy pen, but the ballpoint I would have given to Remarkable. But seeing the little subtleties that go into their algorithm for how they interpret your strokes and how they interpret the pressure that you give to the strokes, I like how Remarkable takes that into account and implements that into their software. It's really good. Look at the O1, the hello. There's a poor handwriting resolution. There's the poor handwriting resolution. I don't think that's the poor handwriting resolution. It's a bunch of horizontal segments. Let me check that out. Were you talking about on the Remarkable? Because I didn't get that. Oh, I see. Okay. I see what you mean. When you say that the O had segments in it. Okay, I see. Okay. This is the much I can zoom in right here. So I can see what you're saying there with the flat line there. Okay, I get it. That's interesting. I didn't notice that before. But that right there isn't as I would take that for the subtleties that I get with their writing algorithm. I'll take some of that because it's not noticeable all the time. Like you can't really see that right here. You can see it here though, right? It's definitely noticeable there, and to some extent here, but not there. You don't see it there, so it doesn't crop up all the time because this is a more obtuse. No, this is a more acute angle to the curvature right here than this is, and you don't see it here. This is more acute than even this is. So you see it there, but at some more acute angles, you don't see it. So I think, the fact that we don't see it here means that it's not something that happens all the time. But clearly it does happen. I would take that though, for the nuances that you get with like right here with their algorithm. I'll take that for sure. I don't think that's a big deal. And it looks good, especially at normal writing and reading distances. I think it looks really good. What else we got here? So in closing, though, I definitely think the line quality on the Remarkable platform to me is probably the best. I like how they do it over anyone else's. It may not be the darkest. It may not be like the anti-aliasing. They may not have 100% like Onyx does. Onyx does a really good job with the anti-aliasing. But the way it looks, its aesthetics, and the way it makes me feel, like I love that. I like it a lot. What else we got here on the agenda? I think that might be it. We talked about the new TabUltraCPro, which I mean, like I said, I'm not interested in it unless it actually has EMR. But even then, maybe we'll see. Who has the best line quality? Like I said, I think best looking, maybe most accurate, maybe maybe Supernote. I think if we're talking about the most accurate, Supernote, best looking, I would give to Remarkable. Fastest, I'm not sure who wins the latency. I've never had a latency problem with these devices, so that's never been a concern of mine. So I'm not sure who's the fastest though. But you guys let me know what you think. What else we got here? You know what? I was going to talk about calendar apps, so we'll save calendar apps to tomorrow. We'll do calendar apps tomorrow, you guys. I think that's how we'll do that. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining the show today. I really appreciate you guys. Who do we have in the chat today? We got Dr. Ling. We got Dr. The Rock. We have Aaron. We got BM. Who else we got here? Parmesan. Thanks for showing up. eInk. Thanks for being here. I think we said Aaron already, but Aaron, if we haven't. Lucky Lady, appreciate you being here. Christina Ray, thanks for coming. And the rest of the crew, I really appreciate you guys for being here. Tomorrow we'll talk, like I said, more about some calendar apps. So I wanted to mention what calendar app you guys thought was the best. If Remarkable had a calendar app, would you care? Like, would that be a defining factor for you, whether you want the device or not? Those are the kind of questions I want to ask. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. We have more Google news to talk about tomorrow as well. Apple has an event coming up that we'll also be talking about tomorrow to see what they have going on. New hardware, probably new Mac stuff. So we're going to check into that. So definitely join me today tomorrow for tomorrow's show, you guys. I really appreciate you being here. Again, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever we do the show, talking about tech, talk about eInk, talk about other stuff as well. If you like that kind of stuff, give me a like. If you want to see more of it, subscribe to the channel. Join if you want a badge by your name. Join the Discord if you want to continue these conversations after the fact. And until tomorrow, you guys, thank you and appreciate you. Have a good day.